Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're all having an amazing weekend. Currently it is Sunday and let's get right to the charts as we do have some very important things to cover. Bitcoin is basically moving during the weekend like it is the trading week, which is very interesting to see. We have dipped down into that macro resistance, macro support, right here, as you can see from the April lows, from the tariffs, and we are also bouncing from the yearly pivot support, guys. This is very important level. We dipped down all the way towards 75.6k, which is nearly not enough. We front ran this low right here. Basically, I was expecting for us to at least see that dip like 2.5% more down to the low 7040s. And since we front ran this level, it is going to be very interesting what is to come next. Either we are going to see another weekly candle towards the downside to hit at around 69k the 200 EMA, or we are going to be seeing a relief bounce rally like this one, where basically Bitcoin ranges before we accumulate and send price down once again to collect the liquidity. Now, the market makers, they are doing this on purpose. The smart money is doing this on purpose in order to have people as liquidity, which people are going to be potentially starting to short this bottom right here, and then they're gonna push price up in a particular manner like they did the last time right here in this range, where they chopped everybody out and then they sent price down once again. Now my target is almost hit. As you can see, I was talking about this level, that we are going to be seeing this level potentially this year. Ever since we rejected from this important key level, price has been down another almost like 20%. Same thing goes for Ethereum. As you can see, Ethereum is approaching that low right here from back in 2025, basically the summer range job that we had right here. And then if we do not hold this zone, the next key support would be the April lows for Ethereum, which are all the way down towards $1,400, which could be a very nice buy opportunity. Of course, this is not a financial advice. We could even go lower towards like 2022 bear market bottom prices, but this is right now not the case. We first want to see Bitcoin start losing some key levels. Of course, we could see a dump all the way down towards like 44k, which is basically the last yearly support. But these levels, this level particularly right here, I am not expecting this level for right now, since as you can see on the daily time frame, we are having our RSI momentum getting in that oversold zone, which could be flashing for a buy signal right here. We do have new monthly pivots since today it is the 1st of February. Our monthly pivot has not been hit. It is sitting at 84k. So 84k would be the next support into resistance flip, where price could potentially go higher to reject from. As you can see previously, our level right here that we rejected from 97k, it was that macro POC level right here, and right now our level of rejection could become the $84,000, which is also that macro POC level combined with the level that we have right here. So of course this zone could become a very strong resistance. Hype is right now testing the new monthly pivot, as you can see, at $28.8. Solana, I think it did dip down. Yes, Solana did drop below $100. We dropped, I think, I don't think, was it exactly at the April lows? Let me see. Now we also front ran this level quite a bit. which is also the yearly pivot support. As you can see, Solana did front run this level, so this could mean that Solana has lower to go, potentially to around $50 for one Solana. Yes, this target does sound crazy, but this is just 53% correction, which is a lot. If we measure it from the all-time high, that would be basically 83% correction, which could be like the bear market bottom, of course, for the altcoins. But with the altcoins, you never know how low they can go. They could even go lower. For ETH, that would be from its all-time high, same thing, 82% correction, which is gonna take us below, basically below this level from the, or actually exactly at the level from the bear market bottom at 2022, which could be very interesting to see if we bottom out right here. I do think it is a very big possibility for that to happen if the stock market does decide to top out right here at the yearly pivot resistance. I think Nasdaq did front run this resistance, but the S&P 500 did quite hit it. We can see right here, so it is very possible that we start going down again. And let's see what we have with the open interest. So right now price is going down, open interest is going down, and CVD is going down, so very bearish price action. We could see in the short term another week towards the downside to potentially grab the liquidity, or we could see a bounce from right here 75k, and then we are going to start seeing some relief happening or more ranging, since this move with price going down, open interest down, CVD going down is not a sustainable move. Even though we are in a heavy down trend, we do need to see some bit of a relief for the markets. Liquidation heat map, you can see, I do think we are potentially going to bottom eventually for Bitcoin once it grabs the liquidity right here down towards 71 to 69k. You can see here we have basically this bright yellow color indicates that we have a lot of liquidity piled up right here. So once this liquidity gets grabbed, I do think we are going to be seeing a local bottom, or potentially we could be forming that local bottom right now, since, as you know, the market makers, they do love to front run the liquidity, and we do have a dip down into that support right here. So a temporary local bottom could be in the cards to potentially hit the monthly pivot, as I said. But Fear and Greed Index is absolutely back into that extreme fear zone, guys. Currently right now at 18. I have told you this, with this massive dump below 80k, people are getting very, very scared. And we also had massive institutional outflows last week, which is also fueling this downside momentum. Long versus shorts ratio overall on the major exchanges is quite a big of a difference. We still have more sellers in the market, which is quite obvious. And we did have all of our news for the last week, and we do have some important news coming out on Monday. Of course, if the US government has not been shut down yet, but there are still no official news, even though there were rumors for another US government shutdown on the which could start basically yesterday on the 31st of January. So it is very possible that we get some news for this on Monday. But as of right now, it is only just a rumor. So we could potentially see some very volatile news during next week. We have JOLTS, we have PMI, we do have, let's see, unemployment and inflation data on Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday are going to be the most important days. And I think this would cover it for this weekend update video, guys. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.